semester, and yet it is in contrast to what their heart says that they really want to do. So it's very important, I think, especially at that young age, to really look at everything. I was really fortunate, Jeanne, because I always knew what I wanted to do, and I was prepared. I mean, I was in business at 21 because I just always knew what I wanted to do. It kind of took a few little tributaries here and there, but basically it always came back to what I had in my plan. And, I can't say that I've ever really been disappointed about it. So the service that you're providing to these young women is so very important. So how do girls get connected with Supergirls? I mean, and why would they want to?
Okay, so see, sometimes I have to say, like, I think you're a rare bird, and you're a excuse me, a phenomenon. There are a few people like yourself who do know what they want. They go after it with a fervor, and they're really successful, and they're not afraid to fail. You have to be able to take risks. You have to be like, it's okay. Like I tell my son all the time, like, it's okay. You're going to make mistakes. You can't be afraid to make a mistake, because that's the only way you learn, and you have to take risks in life. Don't just go the safe route. But some people, don't have it in their DNA. So even the people who think they know what they want to do can connect with Supergirls, because maybe it will solidify what you want to do. Maybe it makes, helps you validate your decision. Maybe you have no idea. I mean, the more college counselors that I'm talking to every week, I reach out to different schools and different career offices and different people in the colleges who are, dealing with these kids regularly, are telling me that I'm hitting a nerve. This is so true. Like, so many people, they don't know what they want. They have this unbelievable education. They don't know what to do with it. They're confused. They're overwhelmed. There's so many choices. So it's definitely out there that there's a need for it. If people were interested to connect with us, we have a website, www.supergirls.com. Again, 2 L's in Supergirls. And if you go to supergirls.com and connect with us, you can get a free copy of our forthcoming book, Itty Bitty Amazing Superhero Book, 15 Steps to Finding Your Inner Hero, and use the code Dr. Gail SOB to get a free copy. Also, you can connect with us on social media, Twitter at Supergirl119, 2 L's again, Facebook, Jeanne Marie, Jeanne Marie, and LinkedIn. So we're out there.
Because, you said something which is really important, and that's, I'm a rare bird. And a lot of people have said that because a lot of people do not have a direction. But again, I think it goes back to what people are taught and what they're exposed to. And I think if some of these things were taught in college or even high school, it would make a big difference for many of these people, So I do think that the service that you're providing is very important, especially for young women. The other point that I think is very interesting is, and again, maybe it's because I don't think like that, I really didn't think of anything I did as a risk. It was what I wanted, and it either worked or it didn't work. It was as simple as that. So I never really thought about it as risking. And you would not be surprised, or you might be surprised, that I can't tell you, I probably was in business for, oh my gosh, a lot of years. I don't even want to tell you how many, a lot of years. And I never even knew that people had health care benefits. I didn't know that their companies paid for them to go to conferences or get continuing education courses. I had always paid for everything myself. So I never knew that this existed. And when I did find out, I thought, my gosh, how lucky those people are. But it still never propelled me to want to have to go to work for a company, because that's not what I wanted to do. So what do you think the secret of success is?
Well, first, I just want to comment on your amazing success. Congrats, because you've done it, like you said, you've done it all like that, and not thinking of it as risk. I also want to say this. That's really interesting, because risk also sometimes has a negative connotation, and I don't think it should. I think that it's part of the roller coaster of life, and like we need to embrace it. And one other thing that you said before I talked to you about the secret of success, one other thing that you mentioned brings up another idea that Supergirls works with, and that is we help you guys. So we help the girls identify, their inner strength, their inner hero, their superpowers, and connect them with ideas that are out there. Because you mentioned, you didn't know certain things existed. That's part of the issue. So what they know about like traditional careers that may be out there, or different paths that they've heard about, like law school or medical school or graduate school. But there's so many opportunities out there that people just don't even know exist, because the world is rapidly changing, and there is a huge disconnect, again, between the education system and the real world. And I think it's almost like at a tipping point. I think higher education has to change and shift a little bit to be more relevant with technology and artificial intelligence and all of these things that are happening in the world today, in the world of technology. Okay. So now I'm going to answer your question, the secret of success. For me, I think it's different for everyone. It goes back to your superpower. But for me, success has been about gratitude, an attitude of gratitude, and always having a positive attitude and being able to flip things on their head. Like when I got downsized out of a company, it's like, okay, I could be like, woe is me. But I'm like, no, I'm going to make lemonade out of lemons. I'm not going to let someone, destroy my life or the way I look at life. There's so much more to do out there. And so it's about perseverance, grit. And then for me, also creativity is a huge part of my success. Always having new ideas and ways of looking at things.
We only have a couple minutes left, Jeannie, so I want to make sure that we get your information in again. And you're right. I mean, you can't let a person or many people destroy who you are or what you want to do. And boy, life is going to throw you a lot of lemons. I mean, it's just the way it's called life, and that's what happens. And you have to be able to roll with the punches. And many big companies go through the same thing. I mean, one of the reasons they do let people go is because they have changed their strategy, or things have happened in their bottom line that they have to make appearances for, and they have to change things for. So tell us again now, your website is?
It's www.supergirls.com with 2 L's.
And that's SuperGirlls. When she says 2 L's, that's what she means. And so you can go there, you can get a copy of her book, you can find out a couple of other things, and you can also find her on Facebook and Twitter and all different kinds of places. So that's very important. So in our last really minute, is there something you'd like to tell our listening audience, Jeannie, that we haven't talked about?
Let me see. Oh, absolutely. Starting in 2017, which is like in a few days, where Supergirls is going to be touring the college circuit, speaking live to girl communities and getting that movement rolling. So, listening audience, stay tuned for locations near you for the next workshop to engage with the girls.
And for you girls that are listening to this, women who are listening to this, who are involved in college or college activities or are on campus for various reasons, if you don't have Jeanne coming to you, go to your college activities person and say, there's this great new company that I want you to know about called Supergirls, and I'd love to have you invite them to the campus. That's one thing that people can do for you. So I think that's another good suggestion. And Jeanne, it's been wonderful having you with us today. I mean, I think you brought a whole different viewpoint to what our community is all about. You're talking to women who are just starting out with their lives, and I think you're providing a great service for them. So thank you so much for being with us.
Dr. Gale, thank you so much. I mean, it's all about girls helping girls, and that's what you're doing, and I really appreciate it. And all you girls out there appreciate that as well. So thanks for listening.